Yo, let's jump straight into it. No intro, no chat and wash, just straight into it. Arsenal, Real Madrid. Arsenal, Real Madrid. Dead in your eyes, and I'm telling you now. If anybody saw it coming, I saw it coming. I believed. And I've believed all season. I remember saying at the beginning of the season, we're a much better Champions League team. To come through at the Emirates in a game of that magnitude, I think we've only played Real Madrid once in the competition when we won 1-0, Thierry Henry against the Galacticos. You saw the performance he put on that day. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it's too much to say when I say that Saka put in a similar performance and in short space of time, coming back from injury, a hamstring tear, he's had an operation, 3 months out, and all the pundits, ex-pros that watched the game, Clarence Seedorf and co, all made mention to this. It is unbelievable to see a player come back from an injury in such a short space of time and perform at that level. That's one. Two, Thomas Partey. It's so good you gotta say his name twice. Partey. Thomas Partey. Senior TP. Ultimate respect. You see, this is when you know football. See, everybody that I've ever argued with about central midfielders, defensive midfielders, yeah, and they chuck him Rodri as a they just chuck him in there. Rodri. Thomas Partey is the best defensive midfielder on the planet. It's not just, because of that performance he did against Real Madrid. This is what he does. Now, it's unfortunate he's been injured. He's had a lot of injury issues, which has affected his run in the team and how effective he is in the team. But as we see week in, week out, when he's fit, when he's on form and he's playing, there's no better than Thomas Partey. The way he breaks the press, his distribution, his reading of the game, his technical ability, his physical strength in the midfield, the way he brings and ties that midfield together. I mean, he gets the ball from the centre halves and he sprays it out to Saka, or he sprays it out to Martinelli, and it's inch perfect, which allows them to go on the run and on the offence straight away. Again, these things are understated. They don't get mentioned enough. He doesn't get the credit enough, Thomas Partey. Side note quickly on Thomas Partey, me drifting quickly. Styles make fights, and it's the same with this game, right? Arsenal, Real Madrid, Premier League team, possession-based team, high intensity, high pressing team, physically strong, and we brought all of those things to the game yesterday. Real Madrid, you know what you're going to get: technical ability, a team that is superior when it comes to being in the Champions League and the amount of success they've had in that tournament. The Galacticos, as they say, the players that they've accumulated. We're talking the Modrics, we're talking Camavingas, we're talking Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinicius, Jude Bellingham. All of that counts for nothing, because like in boxing, styles make fights, and I genuinely believed we'd have too much for them physically and with our intensity. So the combination of speed, power, and stamina and endurance, the Premier League is relentless. We've seen it with the best of them when they come from Spain and they come to the Premier League. Not many can adapt, and I think that showed in that game today. Yesterday, more so than it would with Liverpool, Real Madrid, or Man City, Real Madrid. We're more like a Spanish team in that sense, in how technical we are with our passing and possession-based football. So that worked in our favour, and it also worked in our favour with the players. Again, Thomas Partey coming from Atletico Madrid at the time, that's somebody that's come from a league he developed through the youth in Spain and with Atletico Madrid. I think he went out on loan to Almeria or got signed from Almeria. So again, that's a player that's not used to playing 60, 70 games a season. Do you get what I'm saying to you? They don't play as many games as we do in the Premier League out in Spain. That's a player that's had to adapt to the Premier League in its physicality and its intensity. But again, with all that being said, put some respect on Thomas Partey's name. I don't want to hear no stupid chat about Thomas Partey, because ability isn't determined by just your consistency. Of course, consistency is a factor for being world class. Do not get me wrong. But you see, when we're just talking about just raw ability, about, right, is Rodri and Thomas Partey in the same conversation as defensive midfielders? Of course not. Thomas Partey is physically better, stronger, reads the game better, breaks the press better, in my personal opinion. Is Rodri technically better? Probably. Does he link the midfield a lot better? Probably. But that's only two attributes I can give him, outside of Thomas Partey, without bringing in things like consistency, things like, playing in a winning team and a winning mentality that breeds a winning confidence. It's momentum at the end of the day. But anyway, I'm digressing, right? It's how Thomas Partey gets me. But yeah, if there was a game you needed to watch, yesterday was it. There were 3 standout players for me in that game yesterday, and they're probably not your typical, right, from us winning 3-0. Miles Lewis-Skelly, I don't think I need to speak about this young man anymore than he's already being spoken about, right? Absolute bags of ability. And it's not just down to his ability to play football. We're talking leadership capacity. We're talking courage. We're talking, in a time where people suffer a lot from anxiety, we're talking a young man in front of 80,000 people, 100,000 people, 60,000 people. Any stage you put him on, he plays like he's been there 10, 15 years. He plays like a seasoned vet. And he did that again against Real Madrid, against the best of them, right? Take your hat off to the young man. Arsenal, we have a massive talent on our hands. And I always emphasize this point. Let's not forget, this man is not a left back. He can play that position, and he's doing amazingly well in that position. And who knows, maybe he does become long-term a left back. But the capabilities of this young man, for me, I can't see anything past him playing in central midfield. The way he carries the ball, how progressive he is, how aggressive he is, his tenacity, how consistent he is, how unafraid he is. I mean, how many players do you know get criticised for giving it back when you get drawn out? Haaland, and you face multiple criticisms and obstacles in terms of red cards and penalties or fouls, and the kid's been through it all. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Limelight is fully on, and he stands up and comes back game after game after game. But I can't even remember what my man's name that was playing out on his wing or out on the right. That's how bad it was. Like, who was it? Like, literally, who was it? Put straight in the spliff. Man was smoking that beelie straight. For those of you that don't know what a beelie is, it's a doobie. For those of you that don't know what a doobie is, it's called the Real Madrid pack. Yeah? Put them in the air. Too loud. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But we digress. Brings me on to the second player, Saka. Again, like I was saying earlier, for a player to come back from injury in a short space of time to do what he was doing in that game, like, I mean, the 2 free kicks were Saka earned. Like, he literally won those free kicks, right? The crosses he was fizzing across the box, the way he was constantly beating his man again and again and again. Like, it's like again and again and again. Like, David Alaba again and again and again. He must have got dizzy by the time that game was up. Literally, I mean, Ancelotti, I don't know what you did, mate. You should have hooked him at 45. Do you get what I mean? Like, the geezer was going through it. Absolutely going through it. And this is a world-class player in his prime. Granted, he's past it. But more for us, like, they shouldn't have put him out there. I mean, I think they thought that because Saka's just come back from injury, he won't have the same explosiveness or tenacity that he usually shows on the pitch. But he took the game right to him, and they tried to break his leg again. Which is why I said it was similar to the performance that Henry put in at the Bernabeu. The difference is that obviously it was more of an individual performance from Henry. With this one, it was a collective, amazing night by every single player out on that pitch. Jakub Kiwior deserves a mention. Somebody that hasn't played a lot of football this season. Brought in, I mean, that was the criticism or the obstacles that we were said to be facing when we were going into this game. Gabriel's injured for the rest of the season. How they going to face Mbappe, Vinicius, and I forget my man, that Miles Lewis-Skelly put in a spliff. That's how I'm referring. I know who he is, brother. Rodri. I know who Rodri is. But he doesn't have a name no more. You know that way there? Like, you took his name, took his soul, left it in the sky, told him, wait, chill. It's there for now. When we come to the Bernabeu, see if you can get it back. But right now, you dust my pockets out, mate. You're coming out of there. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And I won't shake too hard because you might bump your head. You know what I mean? It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. But yeah, we was getting all this criticism, you know, and he held his own. Saliba, need I say more? But the last player who I spoke about for a while, actually, for me, was Thomas Partey, man. I think he went under the radar a lot from the pundits yesterday with what he was doing on that pitch, especially in that second half, the 45 minutes that we of that second half. I'm even starting. It was because I'm going back and like arguably one of the best nights ever of me watching Arsenal. Literally one of the best nights. It was so amazing. The atmosphere, I could feel it through the TV. Like the energy, the fearlessness that my team showed, and credit to them. I'm not gonna lie, they've showed it in every single Champions League game. Let's again, I've mentioned this before. Let's not forget that we done PSG the other day when we was playing them in the group stages. Absolutely dominated them. I fancy anybody. I challenge you lot out there. I fancy anybody. You let us get through this round and get into the semi-final of the Champions League. I challenge any team out there that thinks they're taking that trophy from us. And that's a marker that I put down to those players. If they ever hear this, right, I want this to be clipped. Look me dead in the eye and understand. I want you to put in your minds, it's a challenge. Once you have your name in that hat, in that semi-final, if it's PSG, if it's Villa, if it's Inter, if it's whoever that comes in the semi-finals and the finals, I want you to know that you ain't getting past us. This is ours. You see, once you get into that semi-final, Clarence Seedorf said it yesterday, you have to visualize it. You start manifesting it. It's only your hand that thing can touch. It's only your hand that thing can touch. I swear, I'm even closing my eyes saying it because, man, I know so. It's beyond belief. It's only your hand that thing can touch. Are you hearing me, Martin Odegaard? It's only you that can lift that trophy. It's not meant for anybody else. Your name's on it. Arsenal Football Club. Believe. Because what you showed yesterday, that's what you've installed into every single one of us out there. Whether they're supporters, whether they're fans, whether they're just here for the commercial value of watching a game and saying they've gone to an Arsenal match, or they're genuinely Arsenal fans. You know what I'm saying? Live and breathe this team. But I tell you this now. I would love it. Absolutely love it. If we win that Champions League. Because I tell you lot now, you won't hear the end of it. You won't hear the end of it. Anyway, I'm going to end to say this. Fantastic result at the Emirates. Special night of football. It was. Players really put markers down and showed what they were about that night. Which is why I'm going to end with a special mention to Declan Rice. Even though I don't believe he was the best player on the park, what he showed, he was one of course, but what he showed in moments was brilliance. What he showed in moments was why we signed Declan Rice. You know, actually just taking the game by the scruff of the next guy. And you know what? I'm not crossing that. I'm slapping it. Bang, goal, spliff. Looked at the second one, said, what, you, Courtois? Bang, goal, spliff. Took the ball through the middle. Who you stopping? Get her. Laid it off. Back to Skelly. Boom. 3-0. Spliff. Yeah. So anyway, like I'm going to say, Declan Rice deserves a special mention. He really did turn up as well in that match. So we'll meet you at the Bernabeu. If anybody was wondering why I'm a bit excited, it's because I'm high. High off that Real pack. That real Madrid pack. They got put in a spliff. And you can hear the tumbleweed rolling out there in Madrid. I'm out.